The poor in the cursed age life is an amalgam of trifles. Joys and sorrows of life hang on the petty events. However, when we are deprived of even the trifles, we are and will be distressed. Life is to, with the feeling of pain, do day-to-day chores, be seemingly engaged in one thing or the other, and get the mixed taste of joys and sorrows by hoping for the settled future. In the course of living the life, we are disheartened, and there is a sea of sorrows when our kith and kin fail to understand us. Sometimes, we feel as if our heart bursts out. We feel as though we tear the chest open and chop the liver into thousands of pieces. Nearest and dearest are the ones who hurt our feelings. The closer they are, the more pain they inflict on you. It is the nearest people who cause intolerable pain in you. If all the people towed your line, everything would be in order. However, the time is cursed. We are helpless. What can we do to bring the situation back in track? As I am not a man with supernatural power, I cannot do whatever I want. I am an ordinary man. I am like a leaf that flows down with the current of time. All the more, I can't stand the way my beloved Sushila can't understand this situation.
You did nothing in your life. You can't do anything either.
Her attack of words is more severe than the bomb that rips through your heart. Am I dispirited, destitute, meaningless, cowardice and dead? Is my life redundant? What have I done for whom? I worked day in, day out, like a beast of burden for my wife, children and family in the prime days of my life. I am going to be old as more than half of my age has passed, with hair growing grey. Teeth have started to fall off, and I am getting weaker by the day. For whom have I fritter away my beautiful youth? Who did I use my valor, physical strength, wisdom and power for? What made me so miserable now? If I had used all these means for myself, what could not I have been? I vent on ire when my own Sushila belittles me. I feel as if each of my activities is rendered incomplete by her insulting remarks. It seems as though the rice in a bronze cooking pot remains uncooked because water in the pot boils over and puts out the fire. I recount over 3 decades of my marital life with her. The pages have turned. I critically examine all the events of my days. The years have flown so fast. I feel it was yesterday when I got spliced with Sushila. Her physical beauty had prompted me to marry her. I would have to marry any girl in the world, so I don't regret tying the knot with her. I cannot count how many times she wounded and got me down by hurling insulting remarks at me and gave a kick in the teeth. On my part too, like a wounded lion, I hurled abusive words at her countless of times to hurt her, and I made her cry. We were mired in a verbal war almost every day and night. In the beginning, her sarcastic taunt would make me toss in the bed like a fish out of water. I thought I would go mad or leave home for good, or become a saint. As time went by, I mustered strength to cope with her unpleasant remarks and meanness. I withstood her meanness on my own. I am using the measures until today. Many a time I had thought of resorting to divorce so as to get rid of her uncouth manners. One day, I had threatened her to divorce and live apart.
Return to me my youth first, then I will split up with you. You have exploited my beauty and youth, and now you are threatening to give me a divorce, she shouted at me aggressively.
I admitted defeat reconciliation as I love reconciliation. Though her win in the row was painful to me, the more intense the exchange of barbs, the happier the feeling of being husband and wife. Mostly, the reconciliation would be in the dead hour of night. Next morning, our conjugal life would become sweeter. It looked as if a dusty mirror has been rubbed spotlessly clean the next morning. Consequently, I have a family where sons are unruly, daughters-in-law are uncultured, and grandchildren are rude. I have not got a chance to unload the burden of the family responsibility and take a back seat. I even cannot see the prospect of the handover as long as I am alive. All the people carrying out the obligations of domestic life are cursed like Sisyphus. The prime days of life flit while clambering up to the top of the mountain of life and sliding down and up and down again as they must manage money for salt, oil, loan, interest, land revenue, water revenue, electricity bill, tax, telephone charge, installments, etc. We are perplexed when the chances of getting released from the household chores in the old age are nowhere in sight. Sometimes I wish I would live in the primitive age of the human history. This is just a daydreaming. I have no way but to wake up and smell the coffee. Keeping this reality in mind, I have been soldiering on the responsibility. Why could not I do anything? Why have not I been successful like others? These questions make my heart heavy. I could never be extraordinary, crafty, and canny. Filled with honesty, faiths, and principles, I could not trespass certain norms. Honesty did not let me secure my position in the sponsored intelligentsia and move with the time to fulfill my vested interest. I could not lose my weight and turn my nose up at my dignity, at least for me. An idealist, that I think it is far better to live a self-respected life in poverty than to kill your heart's call to amass wealth. I am living in fear in society. I never chose to be an autocrat myself, nor did I support autocracy. Is my progressive attitude to life is the root of the disorder in my family. I compare my past with others. What is the use of the comparison? Some of my colleagues have moved on to higher things than me. I am down in the dumps when I spot them at the top of the stairs of success. Yet some others are far down at the bottom. I think I am at least a number of steps ahead in the stairs. I am relieved to see them. I am agitated soon. Things are not always what they appear to be. I could not and cannot do anything in my life. Even in my wife's eyes, I am a good-for-nothing husband. I try to pore over my past and look over what mistakes I committed and when. What is the use of looking over them? I have spent my life this way or that. A certain period of life has slipped away and has become past. Life has slipped through my fingers. Why should I correct errors when I cannot restart my life from the scratch? Life is not like an unpublished poem that can be written, checked, rechecked, erased, and rewritten if it does not interest us. Bygone days can be recollected, and a long breath can be taken. We can be dejected and regret for failure. We can say, "Poor me." We can pass the buck of failure to others. I have followed the suit. So has Sushila. She and my children put blame on me and complain that my failure to provide them with as much money as they are satisfied is my weakness. My children were deprived of quality education. They repeatedly expressed their frustrations. Why should we study if we don't get any job? They said my weakness was that I could not afford to make them doctors and engineers. My inability to amass wealth to let them live in the lap of luxury, to manage the household expenses and waste the money as they wish, has been my weakness. Don't stay idle. You must do something in your life, I advised my children.
Shall we resort to carrying guns for rebels and go to the jungle?
I quiver with fear when I hear the warning of going to the jungle. What a heart-rending situation it is for the innocent and helpless parents and relatives whose sons and daughters, who could support them in their old age, have already taken up guns and gone into the jungle or have been killed in rebellion or in army. How unbearable their pain was. Going to the jungle or joining the army is okay, because something is better than nothing. However, it needs courage and sacrifice. Taking up guns is next to impossible for those who stand on their father's feet and land up in addiction. Urban mixed culture cannot give birth to a courageous man who can push himself into fire. The youth who can sacrifice for prosperous future are good sons of the soil. Prosperity relies on their good work and devotion. I had hoped to be the father of good sons as such. However, my children have fallen prey to the meaningless, modern, absurd culture. I am the failure guardian of the failure children. The weakness is mine. Why was I unable to raise them under autocratic norms in the family? The country has been suffocating under the sizzling sun. Nothing is in order. Infrastructure has been blown up. Feeling of insecurity prevails everywhere. Anyone can be killed any time, with extreme anarchy. Industrial activities are in a mess. Business activities are put to a grinding halt. There is no production in the farm. Economic progress is reduced to zero. Development has turned into destruction. Financial transactions are nowhere in sight. There is no profit. Everyone is incurring loss. Poverty is getting more and more intense. Respite is nowhere in the horizon. Economy is frail. State coffers have been misused in importing arms and ammunition. The country is in a miserable state. The time has been cursed. Am I, a weak creature, alone responsible for my failure to do anything remarkable amidst such chaos and disorder? Guilty are those who contributed to this standoff. However, I still cannot console myself with such reasoning.
You have been unable to do anything.
Who did it all? You always stand in my way whenever I try to do something. A wife should spur her husband on and support him.
Didn't I support you? What a hellish life you would have if I had not supported you. I have helped you throughout my life, and now I have become old, you see. Think a while, please. What have I not done for you?
You work not only for me but also for yourself. Do I only have the belly? Don't you and children have?
Are they only my offspring? They would be yours if they were good. You put blame on me when they are not able. The plow goes not well if the plowman holds it not.
Okay, enough is enough. I am cowardice and incapable. I try to end the endless argument. The meaningless debate may trigger high blood pressure and mental stress. I turn away. My wife, who I have lived with for 30-odd years, does not understand me. I spurn taking stance with the half-witted wife and compromise. I have always adopted compromise as a measure to run my family life, which is seemingly intact until today. Otherwise, it would have broken down long ago. In this old age, it must not by any means be broken. Sushila feels an amazing victory. Isn't it too much that I frequently looked down my husband? She seems to regret and casts a loving glass at me. This kind of her love melts me, and my whole life is moving like a stream. Is it my illusion, or do all have the same family story? I ask myself. Sushila, who has helped me in joys and sorrows, is the dearest of all to me in the world. She has wounded my heart, but she has healed it much more than she has hurt. It is the life. We should push on with it by hook or by crook despite weaknesses or mistakes. Life is more beautiful, as we don't know how long we live. Whose life is as wished at a time when guns and bombs ruled the nations? It may be that the time is to blame. The time is painful, and people born out of time are pain-stricken. The weak and humble lives might have their fate altered if we could change the time.